Jen here with some breaking news. Right now at the Venezuelan embassy in DC, there's a police raid, and it is going on literally as we speak. If you're not up to date on what's going on at the Venezuelan embassy in DC, you might have seen my reporting from last weekend, or if you haven't, what's happening is there's the pro-Guido side, which is the pro-regime change, pro-war side. The United States does recognize Guido as the president of Venezuela, and then you have the side of the actual elected official, the actual elected president, Maduro, the side of democracy, peace, anti-war. They are actually inside the embassy right now. The side that Maduro has given permission to be inside. They are the Embassy Collective. They're peaceful. They've been in there for 34 days. And right now the police are raiding to get them out. I don't want to take up a bunch of time talking about the background because I want to get to the raid and what's going on right now in this moment. But it's definitely been a fascinating 34 days if you haven't seen what's going on yet. So it's kind of a proxy war for what's actually going on in Venezuela right now. Let's go ahead and look at what the embassy protectors are going through as they are getting raided.
Okay, so we are expecting the police to come in and violate the Vienna Convention with their fictional government, non-government, claiming that we should leave. It's an unlawful order, and I think it will be found that way in the future, but we have no choice but to obey an unlawful order. And so we are going to be prepared to be arrested. We're not going to leave voluntarily. We came here to protect the embassy. We've been here for 34 days. We would stay longer if necessary. We hope that this still results in an agreement between Venezuela and the United States to protect this embassy from the fake government, the fake coup non-government that the U.S. is pushing forward. So we're here, we're still resisting.
Yes, and I'm here with the others to protect this embassy from an illegal seizure by our government and to help stop the illegal and immoral coup against the people of Venezuela, which is just another in a long pattern of such interventions, and we have to stand up somewhere, and we chose to do it here.
I'm an anthropologist. I work in Honduras. I have seen what the coup in 2009 has done to that country. It's led to a neoliberal fascist dictatorship, and subsequent coups in Paraguay and Brazil have had similar impacts that have that put the entire planet at risk. We cannot let this happen in Venezuela. U.S. imperialism can no longer stand.
The people of Venezuela had a democratic election last year. They chose Maduro overwhelmingly. He is the president of Venezuela. He is the rightful owner of this building. Guido could not succeed. He tried 4 times to conduct a coup in Venezuela. He has no base of support there, and so they're conducting the coup here. This whole thing is a sham. Vecchio and Tare are the criminals. They should be the ones being arrested. But I'm very proud to have been able to protect this embassy for the many days that we did. And this fight is not over. U.S. imperialism is going to fall, and we're going to do everything that we can to stop it. So I'm going out knowing that I did everything within my power to resist this U.S.
And hats off to Alex Rubinstein on Twitter. He's at RealAlexRuby. That's RUBI. And he has been inside with the embassy protectors for much of the time. Definitely hats off to him because he's done some fantastic reporting. I think award-winning reporting, honestly. There's a part 2, so let's go to that and see what else the embassy protectors have to say. These are the final 4 that are left in the building.
Overwhelmingly, he is the president of Venezuela. He is the rightful owner of this building. Guido could not succeed. He tried 4 times to conduct a coup in Venezuela. He has no base of support there, and so they're conducting the coup here. This whole thing is a sham. Vecchio and Tare are the criminals. They should be the ones being arrested. But I'm very proud to have been able to protect this embassy for the many days that we did. And this fight is not over. U.S. imperialism is going to fall, and we're going to do everything that we can to stop it. So I'm going out knowing that I did everything within my power to resist this U.S. imperialism and the violation of the Vienna Convention.
One more point. This is a tremendous error by the U.S. government. Violating the Vienna Convention and an embassy in Washington, D.C. sends a message to the world that embassies in Washington, D.C. are no longer protected by international law. It sends a message around the world that U.S. embassies are not subject to the Vienna Convention either. There'll be tremendous blowback to this, tremendous risk. It's a terrible error. They should have gone with a more positive solution, a mutually agreed protective agreement, so both embassies can be protected. This will be a terrible, terrible error. It'll go down in history as one of the great mistakes of U.S. empire.
There you have it, one of the great mistakes of the U.S. empire. That's certainly not putting it mildly. It's putting it right exactly where it should be. This is a huge, huge mistake. This is a pro-oil, pro-money mistake. And it's not a mistake. The neocons want this. This is what they want. Oil, war, regime change. And that's exactly what they're getting at the hands of the police and the Secret Service tonight. And that's what's happening right now is the police have posted a trespassing order on the door of the embassy, and they are reading it over and over again. It even goes as far as to say, we don't recognize Maduro as the rightful president. We don't recognize the Maduro regime, essentially. So they recognize Juan Guido, and that's why they see it fit to raid the embassy tonight, and why the embassy protectors are holding strong. They're not going to go willingly. Right now, they are doing everything that they can do. Let's go. I don't even know what's happening at this very moment. Let's go see what is happening on Alejandro Alvarez's live stream here.
That's the truth. Corporate media doesn't want to admit
it. You can see there in the window there were 3 people, now there are 2. They're giving peace signs. I believe they're waiting for the police to come get them, essentially. And a 3rd one is now holding out a sign that says peace with Venezuela. Now, Mara, the lawyer that I had interviewed last weekend, she's actually negotiating with the police right now and explaining to them that they're violating the Vienna Convention. I don't want to show too much of this live stream. Obviously, it's Alejandro's work. Please check him out. But it looks like the police have not yet gotten to the embassy protectors, but it is imminent. They've gotten in the door. And last but not least, I want to go into why this is illegal, why the police should not be doing this, why the firefighters who've come with their tools to break into the embassy should not be doing this. Let's go to Code Pink for that. Article 22 of the Vienna Convention. 1. The premises of the mission shall be inviolable. The agents of the receiving state may not enter them except with the consent of the head of the mission. And they're talking about the embassies. The receiving state is under a special duty to take all appropriate steps to protect the premises of the mission against any intrusion or damage, and to prevent any disturbance of the peace of the mission or impairment of its dignity. The premises of the mission, their furnishings, and other property thereon, and means of transport of the mission shall be immune from search, requisition, attachment, or execution. What is happening right now at the Venezuelan embassy in D.C. is a gross violation of Article 22 of the Vienna Convention. This sets a very dangerous precedent. And while this is happening, while the Venezuelan embassy is being raided, and the rightful Maduro presidency, who has installed these embassy protectors as the rightful occupants of the embassy right now, not the Guido supporters, not the fancy men in suits who are down there that are the pro-Guido fake ambassadors, it's the embassy protectors who are supposed to be in there. As I record this, the #1 trending thing on Facebook is The Bachelorette. the ABC reality drama, whatever it is. I have no idea. I don't watch it. And people are not paying attention to what's going on in DC right now. But thankfully, you are paying attention, and it's there's nothing to say except for this is indeed a very sad day for the United States of America.